ELI 5. When the EU fines companies like Apple or Google for millions or billions of dollars, what happens to the money? I sometimes read these headlines that the EU is fining companies for non-compliance or some sort, but the EU is a trading bloc as I understand. It is not a country. So what happens to the money when the fine is paid? Fines imposed on undertakings found in breach of EU antitrust rules are paid into the general EU budget. This money is not earmarked for particular expenses, but member states' contributions to the EU budget for the following year are reduced accordingly. The fines therefore help to finance the EU and reduce the burden for taxpayers. Is there anything to stop them from increasing the following year budget by a proportional amount? Budgets usually work by anticipating the amount of money the government will collect in the next year, so this cash is more or less guaranteed and is safe to allocate. Not an expert on EU law or policies, but I would presume that the fines would be inconsequential compared to the actual budgets of trillions the member countries and the EU itself are utilizing. So even though it's looking like big amounts to us normal persons, it's just recouped expenses in the eyes of the budget planners of those institutions in the grand scheme of things. The no earmarked expense stuff is to ensure the competition authority is not using its regulatory power to fund itself more, not a constructive economic policy, more of a legal independence guarantee. Plus an increase in budget would face the opposition of the EU members who are against more centralization.